All right, the Corporate Transparency Act just got challenged. So here's what we have is our first significant legal ruling on the CTA, and this could eventually impact all entities nationwide if this trend continues. So you should know by now that the Corporate Transparency Act requires that all businesses that are filed with the Secretary of State to report their beneficial owners. Well, this hit a snag last Friday in Alabama. You see, the National Business Association, which was one of the plaintiffs that brought this case challenging the constitutionality of the law, got a federal court to declare that the act is unconstitutional and finding that Congress, really overstepped its bounds by mandating businesses to report their beneficial ownership information, or what we refer to as the BOI. Now, the court stated that despite acknowledging the act's noble intentions against the money laundering, it still had to strike it down, stating that there's no precedent allowing Congress such extensive powers over businesses merely because they're incorporated. The government, they threw everything they had at this one too. They said, hey, we've got foreign affairs powers, we have the Commerce Clause, we have taxing authority, but the court didn't buy any of it, citing cases and stating that Congress has other ways to achieve these aims without the overreaching aspect of the CTA. Really, it all boils down to constitutional limits. This court stressed that while the goals to counteract financial crimes are commendable, there are lines that Congress just cannot cross. And so what does this mean to you if you've been worried about the CTA and having to apply to FinCEN to get your FinCEN identification number? Well, you still have to do it. Because unfortunately, in this case, it was limited just to the plaintiffs of that case. And in fact, FinCEN has acknowledged the ruling and has agreed not to enforce it against those plaintiffs. So if you're part of the Small Business Association, hey, that's a win for you. If you're not, what does it mean for us? Well, eventually other plaintiffs are going to pick this up, and I bet we're going to see more cases hitting within the next few months challenging this law, and eventually we're going to see something that affects us nationwide. Stay tuned for more.